Hey, back again. Grappling Dads. Paul.
Kipperdoodles.
Let's do this. Hey, we got a cool email, and it turned into a pro tip.
Yeah, she should be excited. That's like it's been a while since we had a new emailer.
Yeah.
Like first try.
Exactly. You know
getting on the show.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Think about it. Yeah. It's like, we've had some repeats, and usually repeats are good because they're follow-ups, but we haven't really had the, hey, look, it's a good first email.
Yeah, and she had a really good point. Like, we've talked about this, that, and the other thing. She's like, you've never really mentioned this, though, and that's what you guys are. I'm like, oh, yeah.
And I was really looking forward to, being like, no, it's in the next 10 episodes you haven't listened to yet. I'm like, yeah, it's not there either.
Yeah. Yeah, why do you guys talk about being big in jiu-jitsu when you're both tiny?
We feel big.
Well, one, I'm getting bigger. My dad bod is swelling.
In the wrong way.
Yeah, I'm getting less tiny.
As I'm eating a Reese's egg. It's fine. It's fine.
No worries.
I can't train, yet I can still eat like a jackass.
Weird how that works, huh?
I'm expanding.
What are you going to do? Yeah. So, anyway, it's about kind of rolling as a smaller person. So, I actually want to read the email because it's phenomenal, by Megan, and I know this isn't her last name, but I looked at it the first time I thought I seen Maserati.
That's what she is. That's her name.
Yeah, that's not it, but Megan Maserati. Cool name.
I'm going to have to go with you on that one because I heard it too. I saw it, I'm like, Maserati,
No, that's not as close, and that's not even
close. It was close, but not really, no, and I like it. Yeah. So, what up, Maserati?
Yeah, so, do your thing, then I'll get into it so I don't get too excited, as is usually the
Brought
case.
to you by Reese's.
Right.
Oh, sorry.
Brought to you by Dad Bods.
Dad Bods all over the world. Top Mount Apparel. And it's funny. I was like, no, I'm going to start with tap tape this time.
And you didn't because you looked up.
And I didn't because I looked up and I'm like, fuck, we have a flag. Top Mount it is. So, topmountapparel.com. Check it out. GD10 at checkout if you want to save some money. Evidently, you can only use that once. Got yelled at by a fan.
Really?
Yeah, it works once. Didn't know that.
Oh, he tried to buy another shirt, huh?
Yeah, he went back shopping. And
damn.
Yeah. Whoops.
Oh,
whoops.
Well. We tried. We tried.
Oh, wait, maybe Al took it off. Maybe Al's like, fuck you.
Al, do you even listen anymore?
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah, what's going on?
What did we do?
He listens to
Kroyler
you
want to know what it was?
He switched podcasts.
Yeah, he switched podcasts.
Son of a bitch.
So he wanted to be really bored. So he went over to their podcast.
He's like, I can't sleep at night. I can't sleep at night.
Yeah.
Melatonin's not working. I know. I'm going to listen to Just Jiu-Jitsu podcast.
Yeah. I mean, occasionally Andrew calls someone daddy.
That's hot.
That's twice
super
now.
Super hot, yeah. We've been downgraded to stepdaddy on the last show.
Yeah, stepdaddy.
But I'll still take it. But
I'll beat me a stepchild. It's fine.
But I will be called daddy in team training, just so you know. That's
by Andrew.
Andrew.
Yeah,
right.
Sorry, Andrew. Way to fuck up.
Right.
But yeah, check if we're still sponsored by Top Mount. Definitely go back.
And you haven't bought a shirt already.
Yeah, you haven't bought a shirt already. Do it now. Yeah. GD10 at checkout, but they got some great stuff going on down there. Expanding all the time. They got a new blog out.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool. They got a legit person that writes.
Super.
Real words. And they're in sentences, I think.
That you can read?
I can't.
Does he use words in the correct way?
Yeah, he
like
does.
Specially?
Yeah, especially. It's not especially.
Right, whatever. It's cool.
It's especially now.
Yeah, especially.
Fucking Kroyler.
I tell you.
And but no, check them out on Instagram. They got a great following there, and they're just growing all the time. And Al's a purple belt and doesn't give a shit about us anymore. And next up is
too good for us now, bro.
Tap tape. Get some. Eric still loves his, so he's still the newest on the bandwagon around us. But there's somebody all the time trying it out, giving a great review about it. You should too.
Definitely. Reviews help.
They help out.
Make them happen.
And it pushes the right company forward. I was severely offended because I look up Tap Tape occasionally just to read some of the reviews and maybe attack them personally if they're bad. Yeah. And all of a sudden, the next day, I got a freaking email from Amazon like, hey, here's some tape for you. And it was shit.
Oh, really?
I'm like, what the? I am vehemently offended by this shit email.
Huh.
And like the ratings on the tape were shit. So I'm like, good email.
Yeah,
like
right.
smart thinking.
Try this stuff, guys.
Try this. 3 stars. No, I will not. Because tap tape's the best.
If you don't want to have to take the tape off at the end of your roll, it'll fall off through the middle of it.
Yeah, if you want it, it's automatic release. It comes right off your hand. Perfect.
What you want in tape.
So tap tape does not do that. It's awesome. Death Grip is... Yeah, it's probably my favorite.
Yeah,
I really like it a lot, and I also like that it doesn't look dingy and shitty,
exactly.
And dirty. Because I know it's dirty around me, and people are dirty because I smell them. But I don't want to see it on my hands. I want it to be hidden from my eyesight. And with the Death Grip, that happens because it's black.
And we're children. We like to look like ninjas.
Fuck yeah,
it's all good.
You look so much more badass with black tape on. You just do.
Exactly.
Yeah, trust me. Come at me, bro.
Do it.
Okay. All right, but check them out on Amazon. Leave a review. Buy some. You won't regret it. And, if you want to train with the Grappling Dads here in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Yeah,
Oh, fuck you. Fuck off. God, dude.
Sorry, not sorry. This is funny. Not funny.
I'm in multiple fucking threads of people going, how was class? And I'm like, oh, it's great. And I just send middle fingers to everyone.
Did you have fun in class?
Fuck off.
Yeah, okay.
God, dude. And I tried helping out on Sunday. Went home.
Oh, yeah, you jacked yourself
Fuck, dude. I couldn't even move my neck around. I'm like, this is probably a thing
Hey,
now.
but you got an appointment.
I have an appointment.
Yeah, so you're going to get cut.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
You're going to get cut.
Maybe not. Maybe you'll say chiropractor and
yeah, that's what a surgeon's going to say. Go see a chiropractor.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Some Reiki. You'll be fine. Little crystals on your neck.
Oh, dude, your chakra's all fucked up.
I'll throw my chi blast at it. We'll really loosen that bitch up.
Maybe I'll vomit like in that video. It's fucking the best.
It's the best video ever.
If you haven't seen it, it's the best mockery of Tai Chi pushing I've ever seen in my life.
It's funny because I seen that video years ago, and I laughed just as hard now as I did then.
When you first told me about it, I saw that video, and I'm like, oh my God, that's awesome. They're not even touching each other, but they react like they got punched.
With extreme
force, and then one vomits on the thing. It's fucking hilarious. So, complete horse shit. But anyways.
Did Kroyler post that? I think
he did. Yeah, or somebody from his group did.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But yeah, it's funny. And but no, Blackline Jiu-Jitsu, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Paul's there. I pick up my children.
You can roll with me.
Yeah, all at once. Fuck him up.
Yeah. Go fuck that guy up.
So the effort that you would have put in for 2 of us, all goes to Paul.
Yeah, I get it all.
Yeah, it's fun. He's going to get hurt.
It's cool.
Yeah. Fuck his wife. She doesn't care.
What'd you say?
Fuck your wife. She's going to get hurt because she doesn't want you to get hurt. So, yeah, your wife was all begging and pleading for people to not hurt you. It's going to happen.
Well, I got to be healthy enough to sling steel, and that is all.
That is true. Yeah.
Good to go.
I think that's all she cares about.
Wrap it up with the Kroyler.
Yeah, Kroyler Gracie. We're going to go into him in a second in this new wonderful show.
Yeah. You couldn't see the air quotes.
Yeah,
there's
cool. We need video because there was an air quote there. Yeah. And, I had to put down my Reese's to start talking about him again. And means it's important.
It is very important stuff.
Very important stuff. And, but no, Kroyler Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. Check it out, Elkhart, Indiana, northern Indiana, right near the turn. What is that? Toll Road, 80-90.
Nice.
So, get there, try it out. You guys won't regret it. Best private lessons Paul and I have ever had. Some of the best seminars I've ever witnessed are from him. So, yeah, just get there, check him out, check out his website. Do not check out his podcast.
Definitely don't go check out that.
Fuck that podcast. And, check him out. And if you go there, please, God, don't tell him we sent you because... he will fuck you up.
So, Grappling Dads, do you like them? That's a loaded question, just so you know. Very loaded.
Yeah. It's going to get you hurt. Real quick, we got to pick a bone with, what's the name of that podcast? It's
Just Jiu-Jitsu. They had a really cool name picked out, and they decided not to go with that.
Yeah,
think about it for a month, and then go, fuck it, we'll just use this.
Yeah, they're like, no, we're not using it. Okay, we're using it. Okay, good job.
Yeah.
And no, they're doing a great job.
Yeah,
I will give them that. It's not my style podcast per se. because you take naps during it, there's little breaks in there occasionally when Kroyler laughs so loud that my ears start bleeding.
Oh, his laugh is maniacal.
Yeah, it is.
It really
dude.
is. It's scary. It's like he could play in a horror show.
He is a horror show.
Check.
See how that works?
Check. I see that.
Okay. Yeah, he equated us to shitty beer, PBR.
Oh, he did. He did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, as
Who
I
doesn't
said,
love PBR?
Yeah,
though?
come on, man. PBR cheap.
America's beer.
Everyone's best friend.
Yeah.
We'll be that.
Damn
and he's
right.
like, oh, man, I'll be a cultured
I know.
whiskey.
He misunderstood totally our guard pulling thing.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are not against takedowns. We actually commended during said show.
We are pro takedown.
Yeah.
If you can do that.
Yes, if you can do them properly, fuck yeah, take people down.
Yeah. Knock yourself out.
Yeah.
Which we would do if we tried to take somebody down.
I am not good at them at all.
Have you ever seen those fight videos where somebody takes somebody down and lands on their own
the
fucking
big,
head?
there's like, I'm just going to throw you so hard and knock the fuck out of myself.
That would be me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that would be me too. With less flamboyancy. It would be much lower to the ground and still knock myself out.
If I could pick up another human being, that's what would happen to me.
Yeah, we're pretty small.
Yeah.
But I don't like how...
Was that enough hate and vitriol? Or
no, because a little bit more, just because...
a little bit more. Okay, we're not done. We're not done with the hate.
Just a scotch, because I just have to bring up that, Andrew, how's it feel to be a guest on your own show every week?
Oh, he went there. Andrew. I didn't think he was going to, but he did. And that's out there for everybody now. So
the funny thing is Andrew's so nice and funny. I'm just being a dick.
I do like when he makes Kroyler uncomfortable on his own show.
It's great. The daddy comment was probably the most I've heard him uncomfortable.
Hey, let's play a Would You Rather.
Ooh.
Would you rather listen to Just Jiu-Jitsu podcast?
No.
Or shit in your own hand and clap?
Oh. Man, I'm going to have to plead the fifth. I don't know. It's a fucking draw, really.
All right, let's get off this train.
No, but hey, guys,
everybody,
check them out. They're awesome. We have a lot of fun with them. We're actually polite and actually say they do good things at some point.
At some point. Well, we get there eventually.
We fucking help them. Fuck off. You see our listeners on there like, great job, guys. I'm like, see? We helped you.
Remember, Kroyler, who's your daddy? Remember.
According to Andrew.
Yeah.
Desimone.
I didn't know how to pronounce his last name until he said it.
Until he said it, neither did I.
That's how you say that shit.
That's how you say it.
I wasn't saying it like that at all.
I was like, Desmond.
Desmond.
Oh, there's an I in there. Yeah. Desimone.
There's too many letters in your name, bro.
Yeah, bro. But Desimone, I don't even care if it's right or not, but that's how you said it, and I loved it.
He actually helped out with the pro tip this week. Did you know that?
No.
Oh, now you do.
No, I don't want to listen to it anymore.
Because it's about tiny people, and who's tinier than him?
No
one. That's right.
He actually travels.
So he helped out Miss
Kroyler's
Maserati.
Pocket.
All right, let's start this shit. All right, we got an email from Megan, not Maserati. Hey, asshats. Already started out swell, I think.
Dude, that's a strong start.
Strong start. I like it. I'm already a fan. I've been listening to your podcast for a while now and am almost all caught up on episodes. I'm in the 80s. Congratulations.
Well played.
Well played. I have to say that I love listening to you guys blabber about BJJ, banana bread, budgets. Okay, not really. I just needed another B word so this would flow. Sorry, Paulie. And bullshittery. Good word.
Nice.
Hurtful, but nice.
Accurate.
I love the podcast, but I'm no grappling dad. I'm not even a grappling mom. I'm more of a grappling semi-adult.
That was the best. Semi-adult?
Exactly. A grappling kid, I guess. I'm 18 and have been on my jiu-jitsu journey, there you go, Kip, for a little over a year now. I want to stop there and pause. The show is Grappling Dads. How in the fuck does an 18-year-old girl that doesn't have kids go, you know what? Grappling Dads sounds like the podcast
right
for
alley.
me. Yeah, this is legit. This is what I need in my life.
But see, that's the thing about us. We fit everywhere.
Yeah,
our name just does not.
I just want to know how you like click on that, because there's a lot of jiu-jitsu podcasts. How do you like? There's
reviews of us out there.
There's reviews, but why would you ever click on Grappling Dads as an 18-year-old girl? to even read the reviews to listen to our show.
It's jiu-jitsu. You are downplaying our show, young man.
You're weird, Megan. Weird.
No, you're awesome, Maserati. Give it up.
All right,
tell a friend.
For over a year now. I'm just curious. Right back. Clearly, you have our email. All right, I train.
Idiot.
Yes, I train in a small town in central New York at a mixed martial arts school called Phoenix Martial Arts. It's a small school and isn't solely focused on jiu-jitsu, so there is a limited amount of people who take the class. I didn't even know that my school offered jiu-jitsu until I had already been training MMA for a year, so she's a badass. Check. The jiu-jitsu class is offered 3 times per week, and we've got about 7 people involved in it. That being said, only a few people come regularly, and we typically, you like that?
Yeah,
have about 4 to 5 people, myself included, in class on a given day. I don't have a huge issue with this because we're all like a family, and the school is a second home to me, but I don't really have access to many different body types. I'm the youngest and smallest person in the class. Everyone else is at least 10 years older than me and definitely larger in height and weight-wise. I'm 5'3" and 120 pounds. You are a tiny little mite. Just a tiny little mite.
Yeah. So, we're small, too.
So, still bigger than Andrew.
Yeah,
check.
Could beat Andrew's ass. That's obvious.
Right. The only female and also the lowest ranking person there. I don't get smashed, per se, and my defense has gotten great. You're a white belt. We'll call it okay.
Slow down.
Yes, slow your roll. But I usually find myself on the bottom or being stuck in side control. That's what happens when you're a white belt. Because of this, when I do find myself on top, being offensive is difficult for me, and I almost feel like a deer in the headlights. Don't hit me with your goddamn car, though. I see what you did there. Didn't like it. I know you did an episode on being the bigger guy in jiu-jitsu, but how about being the smaller guy/gal? I know you say that you are a tiny human beings. Used to be. Getting fat now. So I'm
expanding. Get it right.
So I'm hoping you have some insights on this. Used to. I also have a question about drilling techniques outside of class. My school doesn't have an open mat, and I don't have anyone to train with outside of class, but I still want to drill and improve my techniques in my free time.
Oh, just attack random people on the street.
Oh, for sure.
Fucking done.
Pick fights. Problem solved. I've heard mixed reviews about grappling dummies, and I'm a broke-ass college kid, so that option is out. Should I just go buy a fucking huge teddy bear to practice on, or are there any other strategies that I could try?
Costco has one.
Costco has a big fucking teddy bear. It's not that much. I actually got that same thing for my kid, and it doesn't make the best grappling dummy.
Shocker.
I tried. Doesn't work.
You were obsessed with grappling dummies back in the day.
So I'm like, I really want to practice at home, and I'd like to do that. So I asked Kroyler, and he's like, nah, fuck all that. So I got online, and everybody's like, no, fuck all that. I'm like, damn it. It just seemed like such a great idea.
Okay.
But the bear, I mean, it's dual purpose, so buy the fucking bear. Anyway.
Cuddly.
Yeah, then you can sleep with it and cuddle with it. And if you're young, if you do any babysitting or whatever you kids do nowadays, kids can play with it.
I think she's a little past the babysitting, but okay.
I don't know. I'm old. I could be your grandfather at this point. Anyway, thanks for reading, and keep up the great work. I wish you both luck on your jiu-jitsu journeys.
Son of a bitch.
P.S. Whenever I hear anyone say the word substantially or sequentially, all I can think of is that fucking non-existent word, subsequential. So thanks for that.
The best fuck up ever.
Nice. Grappling kid and just a white belt, Megan. Well, as far as training on your own, there's actually warm-up drills you can have. Like if you just look up jiu-jitsu warm-up drills, that's about the extent you're going to do at home. And they're all good. They're like, there's grappling, I forget the damn name of it. Just look up BJJ warm-up drills and do those. You can do those while you're watching TV or just fucking around, and that's about it.
A really good one is just as simple as it can be is the stationary shrimp.
Yep.
And I love stationary shrimp.
Triangle drills. You can lift your hips up off and do the triangles.
Build that core up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot more. Go look.
Find a friend. Attack them.
Yeah, you don't have to find a friend. Just attack people. You're not picking fights. You just submit them and run.
Exactly.
Fucking done.
It's trained. Yeah. It's legal.
Until you get arrested. It's cool.
So, yeah, I thought that was a very nice, well-written email.
Yeah.
I did my best to read it. So I had Kroyler
write his next thesis on it. Yeah, that was another one I opened and went, yeah, I'm not reading that.
Yeah, it's
it's
made
got
an
different
ordeal
fonts
out of it.
in there at some point. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
The different font is when Andrew jumped in. So that's Andrew's thoughts.
Oh, can we ignore that easily then?
We should actually just go right to it.
Yeah, actually.
Because it's the only important part. And
let's
his
see,
last
that's
point,
one thing I will say is Kroyler is not a small dude.
No, he doesn't get it.
But he kind of does because he rolls like a little dude.
Yeah.
He really does. He rolls small dude.
True that. Yeah, Andrew's last point is actually quite my favorite thing ever. And we'll get to that in about an hour after I'm done reading this pro tip.
You just synopsize some of this
Synopsize? I could, but me trying to synopsize stuff is also an abomination. So
I could see you just going, yeah, there's a pro tip.
Yeah, I read it.
That's all I got.
I read it air quotes as is, the best of my ability, which is to say none.
All right, so I'm going to give you a time. We're at 20 minutes right now.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Let's do this.
We're doing good. We're efficient.
Okay.
Go.
Ready? And pro tip. Cough into the mic. Check. Kroyler's pro tip. The GDs sent me an email by Grappling Kid and Just a White Belt Megan. They asked me to write up a pro tip answering her email. Yeah, yes, we did. We just covered that. I suppose I didn't have to read it. Her email discussed being the smallest, youngest, newest, and greenest laywoman in her jiu-jitsu school. Scratch that. MMA school. She shared frustrations of being constantly crushed and smashed. I don't think she did, but we'll go on. And not having the ability to deal with the larger, stronger, and bigger, and far more experienced training partners. Not her exact words, but we'll get through this. In her email, she asked that we discuss the being the small person in BJJ and also on home drills. There we go.
Wow, you read something.
Now we got it. So, let's start with being the smallest person in the school. So first, let's get it out there that BJJ was literally developed by the ultimate little guy in Helio. So, you are absolutely capable of overcoming and improving and besting your training partners via BJJ. It is also possible to eliminate size, strength, weight differences with proper technique. Yeah.
Yes.
That's 100% it. It just takes... It takes longer. And
it takes a long time.
So, and he gets into this. As a matter of fact, I'm sure he says this later, but because you don't have size and strength and attributes and you can't cover up shit technique with physicality, you have to get gooder. Fast.
Which we have also covered does not happen.
Right. So, yeah, just sorry about your luck. You'll get there. The question is, how do we learn to do that? Proper technique, better angles, distance management, agility, timing,
eye gouging,
framing, and cunning. The eye gouging, especially fish hooking, bro.
Yeah,
you get a good fish hook in there. Shit.
Try to get close to someone when you have a fish hook in.
So there's this.
It's not going to happen.
My new move is arm drag, and I try to get the back, and I have trouble. So I usually reach around, I grab under the armpit to try to scooch out, jump out to get the back.
Do you pinch the shit out of people?
Oh yeah, but I've gone to fish hooking. So
hooking.
Rather than grabbing under their armpit, I just slide my hand up a little bit, get that fish hook in there, and then they go right over.
It's amazing how easy it is.
I know. It's like, why didn't somebody teach me this? It was a happy accident.
Kroyler,
I'll use it all
what's
the time.
up, dude?
Yeah, bro, dude, this is jiu-jitsu. Efficiency. Come on.
Efficiency. Fish hook.
Yeah, right. This is a self-defense first, right?
Fish hook, can opener, all these things are valuable.
Geez.
All of them.
Yeah. I'm not going to be in a tournament, ergo, fish hooking is good.
Front choke?
Right. Yeah.
That's a thing, right?
That's a thing. Right, exactly.
Jesus.
Get on that.
Come on, man.
Shit. 2. The question is, how do we learn to do... I already said that.
Killing it.
So good. If you want to debuff bigger people, start with achieving better angles. It becomes incredibly important to learn to achieve proper angles. This means understanding concepts such as centerline control, where we can make the opponent's limbs mechanically deficient and we will be mechanically efficient, or attacking from the outside, where we always position ourselves in such a way that we can attack from the outside of the opponent's attacking range, and many others that I won't get into just yet. Of course, there's others.
Yeah, and that's a big part that I was even going to talk about, because once again I bring up, I did not read this.
I like when you do it off the cuff like this. Yeah. It actually makes much more sense.
That's all I ever do. Because if I overthink things, I'm just going to jumble words up and shit, so it's probably a good thing I don't read. And I can't.
Okay.
that's what I tell myself. It's great. But Kroyler instilled the off the center line thing a long time ago. And once you can embrace that and understand that, size gets so different. It really, really does. It's starting to use their own weight against them. On Sunday, I was talking to Larry and Austin, my little white belt.
my little white belt.
That's what he
is.
It's
like My Little Pony, but cuter.
He is cute.
He's adorable.
He's a cute little ginger. And but no, we were in there and I can't remember if it was Larry. Larry's a blue belt, so he knows plenty. But, just asking somebody else's opinion. Mm-hmm. And I was telling him, he's like, I don't know how to get people, like Austin was talking about, how do I get people off? I just get yeah, I know. Kind of stopped at the wrong point in that sentence. Not sorry about it. How do I get people to not just crush me in side control, hold me there? And I was like, wait till they go past center line. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, pretty much look the middle of their chest, shoulder to shoulder. This is the way I took it and the way I've used it. Once that goes past your chin or you're looking up or the center of your chest, they're doing the work for you. Now just roll over. And he goes, really? Watch. And I hadn't do it. I just roll as slow as humanly possible over. I'm like, I didn't even try. You do it for yourself. Kroyler taught me that a long time ago because once they're off that center line, especially if they're pushing off of that center line, you're doing, the weight just goes away. I mean,
yeah, it's actually comical how it works. It's like, wow, why are they letting me do this? Is my first thought.
Exactly.
Like, why are they just
rolling over? This is super weird. And my wife, when I first started doing it, we don't roll very often because I hurt her, more air quotes. I rolled the exact, I know. I rolled the exact same with her, and she's like, "You hurt me." I'm like, oh, fuck. Yeah, I am terrible at this.
Spouses and siblings just can't.
It doesn't seem to work out well. We keep Addie and Sid way far away from each other. But I was doing it to her. I did it like 3 or 4 times in the same roll because she just kept pushing too far. This was a long time ago, obviously. But she kept doing it. And she got mad. She goes, "Why are you using all your strength?" I'm like, I didn't use any.
It's funny how
it's
funny how strength and technique feels. Technique feels like strength when you don't know any better.
Yeah. Well, you would think Kroyler could lift a car.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just a perfect example.
It's like, holy crap, he's strong. He's like, dude, I'm not using any strength.
Yeah, he doesn't use any at all. It's crazy. So I just want to interject with that. So yeah, it's that. If you can look up things on center line, that was the concept of center line.
That was the same thing he taught me with my guard thing. Yeah. I've mentioned this on the show quite a few times, right? He's like, you got to control the center line. I'm like, what the hell do you mean by controlling the center line? So when I was trying to break down our coach's guard, he didn't budge. He's like, here's how you control the center line. Now try it. I'm like, oh, it's like butter.
Yeah.
I get it now.
Well, yeah, and I was doing it. We talked about this, you and I. I was doing it by accident. I was changing the center line just by dropping generally to my shoulder either side and opening my guard. I was changing center. That's why things were working. I had no clue until Kroyler was like, you have to change the center line. I went, oh, shit. I do that by complete accident. Yes. Everything I do is by accident.
Well, hey, we'll get there somehow. That's all that matters. All right. Distance management, meaning learning to either fight from the outside, as mentioned before, but also to learn to create and maintain space between us and the opponent, and learning to fight and move within this space. This is achieved by framing, which we'll discuss soon. Learning to take advantage of your small stature is key to managing distance against bigger people. If you can't attack from the outside in, meaning outside of their attacking range, then we must learn to attack from the inside out, meaning that we learn to work with spaces that are too small for the bigger practitioner to take advantage of.
That's fish hooking, right?
Yeah. But that are perfectly sized for someone of smaller stature. So yeah, you'll just be able to do stuff in a closer range that bigger people just can't. And that's where you got to learn to work.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It really does. It seems difficult in practice.
Yeah.
Saying.
Framing. Framing is a key fundamental concept in BJJ. What is a frame? A frame is nothing more than a structural pillar between you and your opponent at any given time. This means that framing requires very little energy in order to be highly efficient. With framing, we can stop our opponent's ability to remove all space between us. This gives us, the smaller practitioner, the ability to use that small space to our advantage whereas the bigger opponent may not be able to exploit the small space created by your frames. However, it must be understood that frames are only efficient in one direction. See, this is funny. See episode 6, Control, in Just Jiu-Jitsu Podcast for a more detailed reason as to why they only work in one direction. That was like a shameless plug on his part for his own podcast.
I think I threw up in my mouth.
Well played, sir.
No, not well played.
Well
you
played.
Fucking manipulating bastard.
Watch this.
I'm disgusted.
I mean, he's not wrong. Actually, listen to that episode. It's helpful, but damn. All right.
Why is he got to be like that?
It's so funny.
So funny.
To keep things simple and sweet, frames prevent your opponent's ability to remove space between you and him by creating a structural pillar between you. But that frame is only effective if it is placed directly against the direction of your opponent's force. If they readjust the angle and direction of their movement, your frame will crumble. If it crumbles, you'll end up flat. Flat is dead. So reframing is super important. Constantly create frames and recreate them as needed. Yeah, so if you can talk to your coach about proper frames, how to do that, that's a big deal. Especially when you're getting your guard passed. Like usually people try to create frames after they're already flat.
Oh,
and
the best thing is getting the concept of I'm falling down. Don't catch your damn self. Frame.
Yeah.
Because you get swept, you're already swept. So trying to base out or something, you're done.
Yeah. As soon as your guard's getting passed, you should start.
Paste.
You should.
I love it, paste.
I wasn't even reading. Weird.
Words are hard.
I can't talk good. So once you're getting your guard passed, you should already be framing and escaping.
Yeah.
Not just accepting a shitty position like, oh, crap, he passed my guard. I'll lay down here and hug him.
Well, and that's what people have a trouble with taking on. They're like, well, I got swept. If I base out real hard this way, maybe I can stop and not go to my back. Well, if you go to your back and you frame properly, you can get back to guard much easier and back to a much more advantageous position. So
yeah, if you can create a scramble rather than just accept a bad position, you're better off. A lot of people just accept the bad position, like, oh, I'm getting swept. This really sucks. They land on their back, and then they're Fucksville, basically, for lack of a better word.
Fucksville.
All right, D, agility. Bigger opponents aren't generally agile. They are strong, heavy, tight, but rarely agile. It happens, but isn't common. So, learning to use your natural agility is important. It'll give you a physical buffer that may not happen. Use your agility to move in and out of spaces that are too small for them to use against you. Use agility to get to positions that are mechanically beneficial to you and mechanically detrimental to your opponent. Use your agility in conjunction with timing, which we will discuss next, to be a hard target to hit and a harder one to pin down. Yeah.
I just run away.
Yeah.
Is that a thing? Is that how you do that?
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. One of the things that I've used quite a bit is getting a cross-collar grab and like a stiff arm and using that as a frame to create that distance. So they can't just crush into you. Yeah,
it's the problem with people in most framing is they don't know where to put their frames. They think a frame is literally just putting your hands up in a frame. Yeah. No, it's putting those frames to work and put them in the right place. Victor, the brown belt for Kroyler, is amazing with his adjustment of his frames.
Right.
You can't get close to that fucker. And I've watched him with others because he's super nice. He rolls to your level. So it's really nice to watch when he gets with the upper belts and the way he handles it. It's just amazing. It's like it's putting the arm in the right place. It's a frame in the right place. Now they could start in front of you. Then they need to go to the proper place. And that's a really hard concept to grasp. It really is.
Yep. Agreed.
I just grab their nose.
Yeah.
Fucking yank ears. I don't give a shit.
It's whatever.
Yeah, try to crush me if I'm grabbing on your ears and yanking really hard.
Yeah. I see nothing wrong with that.
I am not a good human being.
Everybody knows.
Yeah.
That's what makes you fun. Timing. Understanding the flow, pace, and tempo of the fight are crucial. Learn when your opponents will move. Learn how he will move next. Learn where they want to be. Learn what their goal is at any given time. Then learn to move into a different position before your opponent moves, forcing them to reconsider their next move. If they try an escape side mount, but you transition to knee on belly, then they must use a different approach to escaping. Learn where they want to go. What is their desired position? Learn to avoid it or complicate it in such a way that should they get there, it is already compromised. That's a good point.
Yep.
Yeah, as soon as you it takes a little bit to learn the game. Like, they're going to escape in certain ways. As soon as you figure out how they're going to escape, you can just be that next step ahead. For example, I had somebody ask me, hey, how come that escape doesn't work from the bottom when it's like a reverse shrimp out of mount?
Okay.
And it doesn't work on you. I'm like, well, because I know what you're doing and where you're going to end up, so I just adjust so that I land in a even better position.
Yeah, or
so,
even
yeah.
or hold position. Either way, yeah, it's more. That's an even tougher concept to get is by doing this. What are they going to do, and vice versa? So, like by you doing that, I know where you're going.
Yeah, there's the chess game of it, right? So
that's the beauty of it.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
So awesome.
So you gotta. There's the study of the game. So, okay, here's how we escape these positions. So when I have somebody in this position, okay, here's how they're going to escape. Here's their option A, here's their option B. So when they start framing here and they start moving here, I want to be over there now. So this is just my natural progression. So that just takes time in the sport, and it takes a bit of study.
Well, and the time really for a lot of framing in this exact thing is a lot of it's just when you first start, your first few years in it, you frantically try to get back to a safe position.
Right.
And if you're frantically trying to get back to a safe position, you're leaving more openings than you even realize, and you're putting your hands and feet and frames all in bad positions for the most part because it's frantic. It's called that for a reason. You're flailing and frantically. And so it's all these are tough concepts. I just want to point that out. Like a lot of these concepts that he's going through, these are tough. It's something that it's hard just to get. Yeah. Especially if you're a hobbyist, as a lot of our listeners are.
Yeah, exactly. When you go like 1, 2, even 3 days a week, you're a hobbyist.
Yeah.
It's hard to get all these concepts, and you can't just be told something or taught something once
I
and
can't,
go, oh, I got it. No, it's a matter of putting in a lot of time.
Mat time.
Yeah.
Mat time's huge.
Yeah, you can't ever get around mat time.
No, and YouTube watching is not mat time.
I wish it was. I really do.
It would be great. You would be a black belt.
Yeah.
Easy.
To Kroyler's point, he does say that if you're going to watch YouTube, watch matches and
that's what I watch.
Yeah, and look for what typically happens in matches. Like, okay, here's what they're doing. Here's what they're going for. Here's the flow of things. And you're going to get a lot better understanding of what jiu-jitsu should look like and how they're moving and those kind of things. I try to watch like seminar rolls because high-level matches just like, holy shit, it's too fast for me. Well, but if I watch seminar rolls, now I'm watching a high-level black belt row with like blue belts and purple belts, and it's slowed down. I'm like, okay. Oh, no, they're
I know you do because you've shown me some.
Yep, they're easier to follow, and they're easier to go, oh, here's what he does, because he'll row with like 5, 10, 15 people, however long the video is, and they'll do similar things over and over and over between the matches. Like when they get put in certain positions, it's pretty repeatable. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now. But when I'm watching like the world champions, I'm like, I'm lost.
Well, I have the ones that I watch. A lot of them are purple belts and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like it's fun. It's fun to watch the purple belts go. Have you ever watched a lot of those?
Nope.
You can find them out there. It's fun. It's stuff that you can see you doing. It's kind of fun to see. Not, I haven't caught a ton of them, but when I do, I'm like, is that fucking purple belt? Oh, I'm watching shit out of it.
Nice.
Because it's obtainable.
You're right.
I'm like, that's almost obtainable.
Almost do that.
You get the brown belt, I'm like, I can't do any of that.
When you start getting into they do this for a living, I'm like, my body's just not gonna.
Where you have it's so the big tournament purple belts are fun for me to watch when you can find it. And it's usually
because most of these guys have jobs. It's not all
exactly.
They do. They're like, oh, that's the jiu-jitsu I know.
As they're walking in, they're taking off their freaking gear that says Matt on it. It's just like, there's my name tag.
Right.
Like it. But yeah, it's fun because, like I said, it's obtainable.
Yeah, I can see that. All right. Example. If the opponent wants to crush you in side mount, frame his collarbone and neck and hip, collarbone/neck, and hip, use that small space to move away. Learn how they will move next, meaning what will they try to readjust against your movement. Change your movement to beat their readjustment. Should everything fail, understand what they want to achieve next. So if your partner is already in side control and you cannot create frames or space, then learn to see what they want next. Maybe they want to mount. And by doing so, they will have to move, which creates space. So maybe you can take advantage of their movement since you cannot create enough space for your own movement. That's a big thing. So if you got somebody that has really good pressure, they outweigh you, they outmuscle you, they out-athleticism you. That's a word, whatever.
It's a thing.
Sometimes you got to just kind of like stay tight and wait till they adjust, knowing that, okay, they're in side mount, they're probably going to try to mount, and in that movement, create a frame.
And that's hard to do. Just speaking of Sunday, Larry said something. He said multiple times, he goes, I get bored. And I'm like, oh. I used to say that too. I'd be like, well, this guy's not doing anything. It's like a millisecond, but in your head, you're like, it's been four minutes and this dude hasn't moved. It's usually not that. There are some practitioners I've rolled with that sit on something and, they're really good at just riding out and being patient. But if you can be patient in your defense, especially with bigger people, they're going to give you space sooner or later out of their impatience. And and a lot of times when they're in an more dominant position, they're going to want to attack you more, which will create a space for you to get away as long as you're seeing it coming. If you're like, okay, this dude's is on side mount. Okay, he keeps going. He's pulling on this shoulder. He's pulling on this collar. He's pulling on this collar. Okay, he's going to go over a cross collar. I can see it coming. What am I going to do to get out of it? Wait for that to happen. And once you have that space, because to do that, most people are going to raise up. They're going to give you space somewhere.
Do you notice there can be two matches with you in it. So one match, you're, let's say, in side control, but they're going for a Kimura, right? So they're fighting for the Kimura for, let's say, 2 minutes. So it's a 2-minute round. They're fighting, they got you in side control. They're going for the Kimura, and they're going between, like, let's say, that and a cross collar choker, paper cutter. Yep. And you're fighting both of them the whole time. You're stuck in the same position. Yeah. But they're fighting. Another person has you in the same position, but they're not going for anything, but they're not moving. They're just holding you down. Yeah. One, it's two things, you're not moving. You're stuck in the same position. Yep. One is fun. One is boring.
Yes. One is very boring.
So you can have a very slow-moving match where it's all about grip fighting and, going for like the inches, and it's like, oh, that was a good match, even though not to look at it, not a damn thing happened. No. Right.
You were in the same fucking position.
Right. But another match, it looks the same, but because they were just holding you down, and you're like, well, shit, he's got me by 30 pounds. He does know jiu-jitsu. He's got athleticism. I'm, either small, weak, old, whatever. I'm just stuck. I'm like, fuck, I can't, like Kroyler says, my frames aren't in. I can't create space, and he's not going for anything to give me that moment. That moment, whatever, it's cool. Damn. Minute. I talk like I read now. Perfect. Just come to this.
This is going really well for us.
Denigrated. Beautiful. Oh. You know what I mean, though?
You were making a good point, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's...
Which is weird all in and of itself.
Yes. You're the star.
Look at me go.
It's a tough thing, and I constantly, like when I'm with Austin a lot, I'm like, it's patience, man. It's patience within that. It doesn't take a lot of patience within 3 to 5 minutes, but it seems like it does while you're in the middle of it. And we are smaller dudes, like comparative to a lot of people.
Yeah, we're
smaller dudes, and we're old. We're not old, but our bodies are old. And
we're in the top 99th percentile of old in our gym. There's a couple guys older, but not
by much.
Or by much.
Oh shit, is there? I think Brandon, I think is old, a little bit older than us.
Yeah,
that's it though.
Yeah. Dan, I think Dan is older than us. He's like 41, 42, isn't he? Yeah.
No, that's our age, you dumbass.
Well, fair.
Way to just clock that. Yeah. Woo! But it's in that 3 to 5 minutes. If someone just wants to sit on you and sit there, no matter what you do, if you didn't get your frames in, you weren't in the position like we're talking about, it's not you to fucking do. That person's just going to sit there.
And there's the other thing we're talking about. Like if you when you're able to get those frames in, that's going to happen less.
Yes,
you'll notice,
used to falling to framing.
Yeah, you'll notice there's not a whole lot of purple, brown, and black belts that just get stuck underneath somebody for 5 minutes when they're not trying to move. Yeah. They just don't, because they've already created a frame on the way to getting their guard passed.
Yeah, and if your frames are in, it's funny. I was showing not that I sound like I'm trying to show all these amazing things. I'm not. There's just simple things that I do that I've been shown. A lot of them by you, Kroyler, Jesse, a ton of them, Mm-hmm. So this isn't like my magic at all. This is just shit that you guys have showed me. So I'm just passing that on. And it's amazing if once you get a frame in, like just like you described, you get one frame in under the chin, and you can get one underneath your from side control, let's say. You get one underneath their armpit or their other side. You would be amazed how a simple, quick bump at the right time will get you all the way out of that, if not to a more solid frame to give yourself space. So it's simple stuff, but you have to wait for it, because if they're bigger than you, it's more about timing and anticipation than it is brute strength, because you're not going to push them off of you.
You got to be efficient with your physical exertions.
Yeah.
Because if you're just trying to like spaz out of something, you're like, oh my God, you're trying all of a sudden, pretty soon you're everything's burnt out. Yeah. You're just done. Well, but if you have a good frame, you can wait and you can be patient, and now your arms aren't being burned out, your lungs aren't being burned out, and you just go, all right, I'm here. And then like Kip said, like, okay, now I can bump and I can get that frame and I can get that
It's amazing what a little bump will do when you're it's time right.
That little burst of energy, it's like you'll do a little burst rather than a bunch of them, then you're dead.
Yeah. And that's the thing. And if you sweep Paul or I, you'd be amazed at how little effort we are trying to stop you. It's like, oh, you got me. I'm just going to lay down like a kitty, put my frames up, because it doesn't help. Like, I watch people, they start to get swept, or I'll go to do a scissor sweep on them, and they'll get their hand away and try to base when they're almost on the ground. I'm like, for one thing, you're going to end up hurting your damn self. And number two, you know how much energy you are trying to stop your own, like your weight plus all that I'm adding to it with my force?
Yeah, don't hang on
it's
to
not worth to it. It's
don't
not
hang
worth
on to
it.
lost causes.
No, let it go. And if you're going to get tapped, so fucking what? Holy shit. I see people, like, they have a big dude just laying down on them. They're like, no, I'm not giving you this Kimura. No. Well, dude, if you can't get out, give them it. Like, if they're doing it right, just give them it. Guess what? You get to reset.
It amazes me how far people want to get into submissions before they want to tap, or how much they want to fight out of, like, chokes, arm bars. I'm like, dude, if you can't escape, just tap.
Well, you heard what happened with me. I was accused of not giving the person time to tap. I think you were told that. Yeah,
maybe.
I heard it through the grapevine.
Did you know?
Yeah, I did. Check. It wasn't even through you, actually. By the way, you didn't even say
Clearly
that.
Not.
Yeah, you did not. But that was the complaint about me by someone, short and annoying. And no, but and the thing is he is a non-tapper. He doesn't want to tap the things, and I had it locked in. I knew it was tight, and I was just very comfortably waiting for him to tap. I was like, make sure I'm tight. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I just think I am. And then I pushed it just a little bit, not hard, not to try to injure anyone. And he scream tapped. Well, that's not healthy, though. I literally got mad at him because I'm like, dude, I just want to have fun, and you literally almost made me break your arm. And then he thought I was being a dick, and I'm like, no, I don't want to hurt anyone here. No one. If anyone here wants to hurt somebody less, I've injured myself multiple times trying to not hurt people. Paul knows that. Yeah. And so I'm not doing it on purpose, but don't be that guy. Tapping's cool. I don't care who you are. Tapping's cool. I've tapped a billion times.
It's interesting how much ego gets involved.
It really is. Good people have big egos and do not want them bruised.
Yeah.
I don't have an ego because I'm really bad at it. I'm like super bad at jiu-jitsu. So it's like,
Had that rubbed right off me.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Space for your own movement. Cunning. Meaning outsmart these bigger guys that are used to having their way. Meaning if you know they are out of shape, make them chase you during the roll and you will burn their cardio. Once tired, you will have an easier time. Or if you know one of them is particularly bad at leg locks, get them into a leg lock battle. Try unexpected things like wrist locks. Of course you'd say that.
Of course he brings up wrist
He's
locks.
not wrong.
No, not at all.
Be smarter than your training partner. That's a good point. Ryan Hall said something like, hey, there's a lot of people out there that are better at jiu-jitsu than me, but if I can get them in my position, then I have a really good chance of winning because I'm better at this position than they are. So if you can do the same thing, get good at a position and try to get them into that comfort zone of yours that you're good at. There, beat that dead horse.
Yeah, kill it.
Proper techniques. This is kind of what I was alluding to earlier that I knew we got into. Make sure that when you are learning, practicing, and drilling your techniques, they are as perfect as you can be with them. Don't be sloppy and try to be fast with them. Speed is a result of repetition, so repeat/drill them a lot so that speed is developed over time while maintaining a perfect execution of the technique. Being smaller makes this of the utmost importance. The reality is this should be of the utmost importance to everyone regardless of size, but bigger and more athletic people buffer their shitty technique with size and strength. Yep. So you can't afford to do that. Nope. Therefore, your technique must be better than your opponent's. Remember, technique is king. Exactly.
Yes. We've talked about that.
We've talked about this a lot.
We're bad at it.
First, yeah. So firsthand, I was the big, strong, athletic guy when I started.
Yep.
And I did exactly what he's talking about. I could just buffer my shitty technique with athleticism, size, and strength. I can't do that anymore.
Because you don't have those.
Because I don't have those. But I stunted my own jiu-jitsu growth by doing that. Because you're a smaller person, luckily, you're not going to do that. Get the technique good. Use technique.
Always.
That's why women get better at jiu-jitsu than men, because they don't have the stupid-sized ego. I mean, they can have an ego, sure.
They can,
yeah, that's
sure.
fine. But typically, not like stupid boys. Like, we're broken as a whole. You know what I mean? It's something you have to beat out of almost every single dude that comes into the gym.
Yeah. A lot of them.
Yeah. So, there's that. And then a lot of guys that want to try jiu-jitsu are already athletic. They're already big. They're strong. Not all of them.
Nowadays, though, it is. It's not. That's not how it was, though.
No, but I noticed a lot of guys come to the gym like, hey, I'm into CrossFit. I'm into powerlifting.
Yeah.
I'm a strongman contest winner. I'm a bodybuilder.
We've had 2 of those. What the fuck?
Yeah, what the hell is that? Yeah,
we got 2 strongmen.
Yeah, we got people that go into the back when they're in the locker room. They take off their shirt. I'm like, what the fuck are you?
What are you made out
Do
of?
you eat babies to look like that? Shit. Put your shirt back on. God.
Offending people like myself.
Right? You're making me feel like a big pile of shit.
Which we are.
Well,
whatever.
Still. I'm going to go home and drink a beer.
We're mildly not famous.
All right. But yeah, technique is king. Make sure that your technique is sound. Work on that. Do it right. A lot of schools, and I'm not sure how yours is, they'll do armbar drills or triangle drills. And they're like, do as many as you can. And that's fine. Do as many as you can right.
Yeah. If the technique's not right, then the drill's pointless.
Exactly. You don't want to learn sloppy technique. You don't want to learn bad habits like I did. Then you have to unlearn shit. So it's hard enough to learn it in the first place. When you have to unlearn shit and then relearn shit, it just takes up time. Ask me how I know.
Well, yeah, and with triangles, I do mine. I set mine up a little differently. I literally do those drills that way. Because it feels better to me and it's more sound for me and my body type. So that's how I do those drills. Guess what? That shit's super slow.
Yeah.
It is. It's just super slow. But
I finally got, it's funny because we do the armbar drills.
Killing it.
And, the first one I always set up very methodical. Yeah. And I used to have to set up each side methodical, like foot on hip.
Yep.
And it took me a long time before I could get to the swinging from side to side and actually having
which is very
technique.
Natural for me.
Yeah. So it took me a long time before I could do that. And if I tried to do that before I had my good technique, it was just sloppy and it was terrible. So if I just went, well, I got to get a lot of them out, then I'm just...
You're perpetuating the issue.
I'm fucking myself.
Yeah.
So to speak.
Paul's good at that.
I see what you did there.
Yes,
number 3, being smaller is not the problem. It kind of is. Some of the toughest people I have ever grappled against were people that were smaller than me.
That's because everyone's smaller than you.
Say, there's like 3 people I've heard of bigger than you. And that's it.
Yeah, like, dude, you're a big dude.
Yeah, like Cain Velasquez, Brock Lesnar.
He's not that big. He's just a big dude for normal walkabout people.
I mean, there's a picture of him standing next to me. For reference, I'm average.
We need to post that.
We did post it. You just
again.
Go back. Oh, we can do that again, yeah.
Do it again and be like, because I'm there too, and I'm like, I'm a little taller, still a tiny little person.
Yeah, next time he comes in, we'll have to do the stupid cheesy seminar pose. Hey, look at this Kroyler.
Oh, dude, we need more people with hands to point different directions, all at somebody else.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah. It's what you do is point at the other person.
Check. I don't know what he's saying.
Haven't you ever seen that? Kroyler points at the other person.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously,
like
every single fucking picture is like, hey!
I do that stupid shaka thing that everybody does.
Yeah, I'm going to start just flipping off the camera every time.
I'm just going to hold my hands by my side. Hi. Jeez. Yeah, I got to do something different. I don't know what it is yet. Moving on.
Are you thinking about it now?
I am.
Probably not the best time for it.
What could I do in a photo? People care about this stuff. I'm sure of it.
Oh, yeah, 10 times.
I'm going to have to reread this whole thing. Being smaller is not the problem. Some of the toughest people I've ever grappled with were people that were smaller than me. The real problem is inexperience and being a beginner. With time, experience, and a good arsenal of proper techniques, the opponent's size will get heavily less concerning. Focus more on improving your jiu-jitsu, and things will get better. That's true. Everybody sucks at jiu-jitsu. It's just some people seem like they don't suck as bad because they're big, strong, and or athletic. So like, oh, they're pretty good. They can tap people out, but they're not good at jiu-jitsu. Just because you're getting tapped out by people more athletic than you with attributes doesn't mean they're better at jiu-jitsu than you.
No,
remember that.
Yeah.
And if you focus on techniques, you will overtake them if they don't work on their own techniques.
We've told everyone we run into that we taught, just getting into it, we try to just hammer that into their head, because the faster you figure out that technique is king, the faster you're going to get better. And that's the only way to get better faster, is to focus on technique.
Precisely.
If you have to muscle it, you're doing it wrong. Stop.
Yep. It's funny. So I rolled with a brand new kid. Haven't rolled him yet. And I did my typical, all right, I'll just kind of go slow and see what he does. And I let him get side control. And he did that whole murder thing. Like I clearly let him get what he wanted. Like just kind of lay there and like, yeah, come on, do your thing. And he just dove on me like to the death. And he just kind of like the old Sibian thing where he's just shaking like a leaf. Like, oh
yeah.
So I'm like, all right. So I cranked it up to 7 or 8, and I didn't really put it to him a lot, but enough to where he knows, like, all right, this is what it can feel like.
Yeah.
And when we were done, I'm like, hey, can I give you a quick tip? And he's like, yeah, I'd like that. I said, lay down, and I said, this is what you're doing, and I showed him what it felt like when he did it. I said, if you do that to people, they're going to turn it up, and they're going to hurt you. If you feel like this, you green light them to go as hard as they want on you. Yeah. So if you don't want to get hurt and you don't want people going that hard on you, you need to settle down and relax. You can get the same position, and you can use your weight and the jiu-jitsu that even if it's limited, and ask questions or do whatever you want. But if you feel like this, you've just green-lighted whoever you're rolling with, and it's okay to hurt you.
Yeah, and if you're rolling with a blue belt or above, they're going to fuck you up because you've now... Because I do it. I've done it to people. I'm just like, okay.
Oh, it's a fight.
Okay.
Perfect.
Oh, it's a fight? Yeah. Okay, because I'm going to win. It's like now I'm going to win. I'm going to win multiple times.
And it's twofold, right? It's like you've shown me, okay, you want to fight. This means something because you're clearly trying as hard as you fucking can. So I can do that too.
Yeah.
And two, you have forced my hand because I'm not a black belt, right? I'm just a blue belt.
Yeah.
So I know shit and I can be better. But now I have to protect myself.
Yeah, from getting hurt.
Right. So if I have to protect myself against you, you're more likely to be the one to get hurt.
Yes.
So I want you to not get hurt, and I don't want to have to hurt you. So please settle down,
fucking relax,
learn jiu-jitsu, relax, and don't worry about tapping. How many times do we have to say it? All the time, as it turns out. All right, moving on.
No one listens to us.
Listens.
We're just blue belts.
I know. So what do you guys know?
Yeah.
Not much. That's why we get pro tips.
Evidently. No, we know a lot of shit, damn it.
Yeah, true.
We have good points. Damn it.
Point. We have good point.
We got good point per episode.
Yeah, right. Number 4. So, I wrote all of the aforementioned stuff before talking to Andrew. Andrew is the best example of what proper technique can do to nullify opponent size difference. Andrew is not the biggest guy in my school. Matter of fact, he's the smallest guy in any school.
He's the smallest guy everywhere.
He's the smallest guy you'll ever meet.
FYI, I love Andrew. I really do. He's a great dude. Yes. Really fun to roll with.
And he has a great podcast, too. I asked him to describe in a short summary on how he deals with bigger guys. Andrew is one of the toughest guys for me to control. Answer by Andrew. All right. Hey, go Andrew, go. In a perfect world, I will maintain the top position and minimize the advantages a larger person will have against me. However, that isn't the way things usually go. No shit. If I end up on bottom, I have to keep my opponent from putting all their weight on me. Creating frames is the best way to keep a larger opponent from smothering me. This helps me create distance and still have mobility. It also gives my hips room to shrimp. Not getting flattened out is also important. I also rely heavily on my legs. Now, this is a big deal.
Yeah, that's a huge deal.
That's your shit right there.
That's my shit.
I don't have legs. I might as well cut them off just above the knees.
Pretty true.
I wish I could utilize my legs more because they would be a godsend if I could.
Yeah, it would. Oh, yeah. If you had that aspect of your game, dude, you'd be dangerous as fuck. Not that you aren't now.
Yeah, I can feel what you do with your legs. I'm like, I really wish I had that in my life. This would be so convenient. But yeah.
To have 4 appendages that work.
Yeah, but a lot of people are very upper body dominant.
Yes.
They forget their legs exist. So once they learn how to use their legs, it's a new game. It's a game
My
changer.
wife's trying to figure it out right now. And I was a soccer player, so I leaned towards my legs.
Nice.
So my wife's
that kind of worked out to your advantage.
Yeah, it really does. And my wife's literally trying to learn how to use her legs because her legs are longer than mine. She's 5 inches shorter than I am.
She is very upper body dominant.
She is
extremely so. Yeah. So as soon as she flips that switch and goes,
dude.
I get it. Yeah.
She's already getting dangerous. She's going to be super dangerous when she gets those down.
Yep. I'm good at shrimping and using my hips, and I can use my legs very, very linearly.
As soon as they get out of the standard motion of forward and backward.
Yeah, it's weird because I can pick up a lot of weight off the ground, and I can squat a decent amount of weight. But if I put anything laterally, or if my toes get pointed in, dude, explosions.
They make weird noises. Everyone.
Oh yeah,
super weird noises. Y'all think it's funny. It's not funny. It's fucking disgusting.
It's disgusting, yeah. Yeah, it's gross. All right, moving on. I also rely heavily on my legs. They help in creating frames and managing distance. Since my opponents are stronger than me, I have to utilize all of my tools. My legs are the strongest part of my body, so I'd be crazy if I didn't use them in creating frames and pushing my opponents away. I have a lot of luck placing my feet on the opponent's hips, as they act as sensors because I can feel where the opponent will move next. It also allows me to push off of them quickly to create distance and if I want to bring them closer to me. I will use a collar grip to pull myself towards them. Unpredictability, adding and removing distance can really throw an opponent off their game and allow you to get a position that would usually be difficult for a smaller person to obtain. The foot on the hip, big deal. I can't do that. I want to. I really do. So it's funny because
I live on that shit.
Oh yeah,
I live on the hip.
So my feet don't go that way.
They don't turn that way.
And as soon as if I can get them on there, like I can, on some people depending on the size.
Where are you trying to put it?
Right on the hip, like from guard. I want to put my foot on the hip so that I can do like an arm bar. Are you trying to use
the ball of your foot?
My heel.
You can't do that?
No.
Oh.
Because I lose. That's when my knee decides it wants to explode. That's my explode position.
Yeah. It would push that lateral. Yeah. It would push it down towards the floor.
So I can get my foot there sometimes, but if I do, it's a moot point because my knee is going to grenade on me. So
yeah, okay.
But if you can do that, it'd be a big deal.
Well,
very helpful.
Well, that's my thing.
Well, fuck you know.
Well, yeah, that's what I do, and my top game's quite lacking. I have decent, not terrible. We'll go there. Movement and getting to position, holding position. Terrible at submitting. Like terrible.
We'll get
like,
there, Cupcake.
Fuck, terrible. And I got to get there because I got to take some pressure off my neck going forward, according to Jesse.
He's not wrong.
I'll meet you on my back, and then needing another surgery. It's fine. Future goals.
Yeah, right. All right. One last point.
Oh, you want to hear his point, don't you?
One last point, and this is the best one. This is what makes this entire pro tip. Also, a lot of repeated groin punching as hard as you can. End quote.
Period.
So yeah, if all else fails, and sometimes it does, hit him in the dick. I mean,
why not?
It'll get me to move.
Yeah, I'll move.
Oh yeah,
I guarantee I'll move.
You win that position. Battle is yours.
Yeah, but yeah, going back to his point, it's if you're small, the hips are a great place because you can literally elevate people to that. If they want to come too high at you, you can elevate them with your legs and move them. You can literally move them. And it's the best way, I think, to control distance when you're small is with your legs. They're the longest thing you're going to have, unless you're a weird
and strongest
sprite-looking son of a bitch. I don't know. But, yeah, it's the strongest thing you have. And it's if you can, smaller. If you ever watch someone run, okay, you watch a long stride, really slow-looking stride on a tall person, right? On a smaller, shorter person, it's a very quick stride. So what that leads me, when you look at it in jiu-jitsu sense, you get them quick feet. When you're shorter, smaller legs, you have quick legs. You have quick feet. Get into the position better. Look at Amanda at ours. Amanda's what, 5'3", 5'5", I don't know. Not tall. She comes up to my armpit. That's how I rate things. She was a soccer player, and she has really, really quick feet.
She was in soccer too?
Yes, she played in college. Cornerstone here.
That's unsurprising, I suppose.
No, and she has really, really quick feet.
Yep.
So for her, and it's short legs. Short legs have less of a space to cover. So guess what? Quick. And they just are. And it's you could explain it a million different ways, but that's how I'm going to do it. So fuck you, get a podcast. And
so angsty.
That's what I do here.
You really need a surgery so you can stop being so angsty.
Yeah, I am a little angsty.
Like, quit being mad about everything.
Oh no, dude, I was mad before.
You need cut.
I do need cut.
You need bled.
Dude, I can't do anything. Every time I try to go train, dude, I can't.
I know, it sucks, dude.
Sucks.
You got to get you back in there.
It's my shit.
Tell the doctor to cut that neck.
Well,
slit your throat,
I
bro.
now have an appointment. It's
Perfect.
still too far away.
I'm so happy for you that you at least have the appointment.
Yes.
Dude, I'm probably more excited for your surgery than you are just because, I need you back on the mat.
Yeah, I need to get back.
Yeah.
This sucks. But, just get used to using your feet. And Amanda's a good example of getting used to it. Push people away. Find their hips.
Oh, show.
Find hips. It's hard to do. Like, it's super easy. No. Especially because those hips are moving. They're changing levels.
Yep.
But once you get used to it, I can put the ball of my foot or the heel of my foot on somebody, and I can just roll with them all around. Paul knows that. Like, you go to stand up, my foot just stays there.
Well, not only that, but like what Kip's talking about, you're using it to control distance and,
I dictate distance.
Yeah. So how Kroyler uses it, and the first time I heard about this was actually a guy went down to Pedro Sauer's academy, and he goes, dude, he uses his feet like people use their hands.
Yeah.
Like he just grabs you with them. I'm like, oh, that's fucking weird. And then I think the last time I rolled with Kroyler, he was doing the same thing.
Hooks.
I'm like, yeah, he hooks, and, he wasn't, I'm sure he was doing something with his hands, but I couldn't believe that I'm immobilized because he basically grabbed me with his feet hands and I was stuck. So yeah, if you can learn how to use your feet and legs in the way that people like Kroyler and Pedro Sauer do, and just like make that part of your thinking as you're learning jiu-jitsu. Like, how can I use these to like grab onto people and frustrate them?
Well, yeah,
it's a big difference.
Big difference. And it's, if you, like he said, I think the biggest part of this that hit home while you're reading it was controlling distance. And that's what I've said for a long time for me, because I was defense. Well, my defense got better once I figured out, if I don't let them get close to me until I'm ready for them to be close to me, I'm that much safer. I'm that much better.
For sure, yeah.
And that's why I started with the scissor sweep. I'm like, wow, I can dictate when I do this.
Yeah.
I can kind of push them towards this. And then after I got used to that, I'm like, well, if I do that, they see that coming. Next thing I have to do is this. All of it had to do with my feet never leaving that person.
I think also when I was talking to Kroyler about, hey, what do I do when I'm rolling with big people? Like this is the big person episode thing. And we had a little disagreement about that, hence the pro tip about the big people.
Yep.
But he says when you're small, you can't do what I do. And what I do is fall on my back and be like, start wherever you want. And just, I'm very passive and let you do your thing. He goes, you can't always do that with like the big gorillas that don't have the technique and the wherewithal to not hurt you. You have to dictate it and put them on their back so that you're staying safe and you're not getting hurt. So if you're able to, like, hey, slap, bump, go, just jump on them like a spider monkey. Get on their back, put them on the defensive if you can. It's not always going to work. Because
strength is going to come into effect, and if they have good balance or they're wrestlers, it's not going to work.
But if it works sometimes, you're still better off. Yeah, like Andrew says, like he had a friend that was just a big dude, and Andrew tried to do the same thing I did, just very passive, and he goes, I just got crushed, and it hurt. Everything hurt. So he goes, now I'll run around this fool and get his back and do whatever I can, and I'm doing whatever I can to not end up in that position with certain people.
Shit position underneath people. It's just, you got to do that. And
so, because you have attributes, whatever that might be. It might not be size, strength, and athleticism. Well, athleticism could mean a few different things, but use your speed. Run around people. You know what I mean?
Well, it's, because speed is different in jiu-jitsu, because your speed can come from just using cunning. I didn't want to use one of his words, but I have to. Using your cunning to know where to go and how to get there with your body type, your type of speed, because you don't have to be fast. You don't have to have speed to be fast in jiu-jitsu. So I'm not the fastest guy ever. I'm not, but people...
Oh, you're faster than me, bro.
Doesn't take much, bro. Love you and everything, but it doesn't take much.
But damn, you're like sloth-like.
But I've had people go, wow, you're fast. I'm like, not really. I'm not. I just make up for by practicing where I'm going to put my hands and my feet and really get around a bigger person. I just know where I'm going. Yeah, exactly. I know where I'm going, and I try to bait you into letting me get there. Right. So the better you can get at knowing your speed and how, the more fast you'll look and how much you'll come across. Yeah. And because
it's almost like you're reading minds.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like I alluded to this earlier, right? Like every time I escape, you just end up in a different bad position for me. Well, I'm reading your mind because I know where you're going to end up when you do this escape, and I just make sure that I end up in a better spot than you are. Yeah. I look fast, but I'm just anticipating what you're doing.
Exactly.
So once you get to that, like Kip was saying, the cunning, you're going to look speedy.
Yeah, you're going to look fast, and you're just going to look that much better. Kroyler, that's how Kroyler teaches his. He starts from the basics and moves up, and how he moves up is he goes, okay, by you doing this, it's going to dictate these two reactions. Yeah. If you know how to react to those two things, you branch off those. If he does this and go to the right, and there you go. Then you work to there, and it splits off and does there. If he does to the left, and then it's this.
Everything looks like a mind map. Here's this move, and then it's either this line or this line, and so then you got these two things, and then this line or this line.
Because instead of mind reading, you're dictating someone's thought process, right? Because they have to react to what you're doing. If you can do that and learn that way, it's amazing. And I can't.
No, I'm not smart enough to do any of this. I'm just explaining how you should do it.
Oh, yeah.
Those who can't do, teach.
Yeah, that's what we're here for. Talk and teach. That's what we're here for, because our jiu-jitsu game, shit.
Yeah, it's just terrible. Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait till I actually come back, because I don't know what the layoff's going to be. I figure, a week?
Yeah, 3 days max.
Yeah. Oh, I want to mention my boy Jesse. He doesn't listen to the show. What the fuck is his problem?
Rude.
I don't have time. Bullshit.
Yeah. You have a car. You have time.
Yes. And I need to bitch on him more.
I'm listening to my 90s rap, bro. I ain't got time for Grappling Dads.
He does.
Oh, I know.
He was awesome, though. When I first told him I had the same similar injury to him, he goes, don't worry about it, bro. He goes, I'll bring my neck brace. We'll just sit there and watch gangster movies.
Nice.
I'm like, I love you, bro.
Perfect.
Love that guy.
Perfect.
So, but yeah, I don't know how long the layoff's going to be, but everyone's going to be light years ahead of where they were and better than me even more. Which I don't
know. Have you seen how slowly I progress?
Oh no, not you.
I'm no
you.
better than I was 2 years ago.
Oh God, no. Somehow you're digressing. I don't know how. You keep showing up. You keep getting worse. It's weird.
I know it's obvious.
You're the antithesis to just keep showing up.
Yeah, you know stuff, but now you just overthink it and fuck it up.
It's amazing.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah,
he's not wrong.
Kind of in my head.
Yeah.
A little bit. But yeah, so it's kind of exciting to be able to start learning more from those guys, the people around me that are going to be inevitably a lot better than me, even more so now. So, because I can't do shit. I just keep pointing that out.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Nope.
Yeah, you'll be fine. It all comes back quick.
Okay.
This is a lifetime thing. It doesn't matter. Like, it seems like it sucks, but...
Oh, no, it just sucks because I can't do it now.
No, I understand what you're saying, because I had the same shit. Like, I'd get laid off for months, and I'd come back, and everybody that I was, like, whooping on now was whooping on me, and it's almost... At the time, it was embarrassing.
It won't bother
me. It won't
at all.
bother you at all, because, you're not 29 like I was. And
yeah, and wearing a bucket hat.
Exactly.
But, yeah, I do appreciate... I've had a few of our listeners reach out and say, hey... get well soon.
Aw.
So I do appreciate that. We got some of the best listeners.
Oh, for
sure. Love you guys.
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
Yeah.
Not sure
Except
how to hear about the show.
One of you son of a bitches need to go on and put a review on iTunes. We're stuck at 50 and I don't like it.
Yeah, we've been stuck there.
Fuckers.
Hey, Megan.
You
write good.
Hey, you write good words and sentences.
We did a whole podcast just for you. Maybe go leave a review. It'd be sweet.
I mean, we could read here. Maybe this will help. We'll read some of them. I don't think we've read them in a while. We have two.
Oh, you're gonna try to read? This is gonna be cute.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm fucking awesome at reading.
Yeah. Wait for it.
I'm special.
Wait for it.
Okay, see, 50. It's still pissing me off. You're really gonna hate this podcast so much. You're gonna want to stop listening. Ha ha ha. Great jiu-jitsu podcast to listen to for different topics and off topics that have nothing to do with jiu-jitsu. And this is the best ending to any review ever. Doesn't even try to make it fancy. Just goes, journey path.
Oh, Jesus.
Motherfucker.
Well played.
I was like, that was
played.
fucking awesome. I think I read Chuck's.
Yep.
Didn't I read Chuck's?
I think so. Last time. You could read it again.
Okay. Here comes Chuck's.
People forget.
Chuck's right foot. This is back on the 18th. My favorite podcast is what this is called.
Aw.
Thank you. So many. Still great podcasts focus on topics that pertain to the 1%ers. Me, I'm 40 with 2 kids, a physician with limited time. I have 10 months into training and with 2 ends. The discussions by the GDs really hit home for me as either helpful tips for the beginner, me, to early, intermediate, where I'm hopefully, I will hopefully be eventually, or 2 B's in celebrating the wonderful relationships and interactions that arise in this endeavor. Something. This is a good ending too. Something journey path os.
Oh, Jesus. Friendship over. I liked him up until that part.
That was awesome.
Also, you're not allowed to read
He
anymore.
ended it with os. I don't give a shit. I read. Fuck it.
You read as in air quotes.
Hey, asshole. I have a fucking disability. Fucker.
So that's why you're not allowed to read anymore.
Yeah, I know. I love doing it, though. It's like, oh, this is going to be fucking terrible. Check this out. You want to feel better about Paul's reading?
Oh, yeah, sure.
I'll read.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right, what do you think? Tell them about the website. Hey, how's that coming?
We have options.
Ooh, we have options.
So we have a wonderful Nathan reaching out, and he's giving us options. For either migrating away from one where he could do some more damage for us, or staying where we're at and not really knowing what I'm doing. He could add some things to it. So I got to ask you your opinion. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I don't care what you do.
Yeah, I know you don't. It's all on me. But no, go to the website for now. It's not too bad. You can get to the shop through there. It's actually going to be on sale, I think, in 2 weeks. 30% off. I'll let everybody know. But you can click on the shop, take you right to the shop with our, what does it have on there? T-shirts, tapestries.
Throw pillows.
First person that buys a throw pillow gets a original Grappling Dads T-shirt. That cannot be bought anymore.
Yeah.
Because if somebody buys a fucking throw pillow, I'm crying. And you're wasting your money.
No. It's worth every
Sleep
every
on a
penny.
grappling
Every
dad.
penny.
Ha 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 ha. But anyway.
Tag us in the photo.
Yeah, definitely tag. So yeah, and if you guys, whenever you guys order a shirt, please tag yourself. Put a photo up online. We want to be able to share that. We love seeing it. It makes us feel special, warm and fuzzy, whatever. But yeah, definitely check that out. Check us out on all the Instagrams, the Facebooks. Our Facebook from Paulie's video.
Oh yeah. So if you haven't seen the video of my daughter knocking me the fuck out, enjoy that.
Yeah,
share that.
It
it's
seems
fun.
that everyone likes it.
They're like, you're just kidding, right? I'm like, No,
you haven't felt that shit. Caden.
I let it happen.
Yeah, Caden's fucking vicious. Well, so Sydney, your other daughter.
I'm going to put a couple more videos out this week, I think.
I should make videos, I guess. I'm just...
You have also 3 girls that are in
I
jiu-jitsu.
do have 3 girls.
Let them knock you the fuck... Well, maybe not with your neck. Make them do it to mom. She does jiu-jitsu.
Oh, yeah. Sorry,
like,
Jen.
just fall asleep.
Sorry,
Jen.
honey, you're
fun.
fucked.
Yeah, take one for the team. Paul did it.
But no, we're going to start recording these shows. I had it set up with a tripod that
that didn't work at all,
fucking
did it?
broken, so that didn't work today. But we're going to try putting them up on YouTube. We keep getting blasted that everybody wants to see us doing this for some God knows reason.
I don't get it, but well, whatever.
That just means we got to clean up our table too again.
Oof. I guess. Yeah, well, stuff and things, yada yada.
Yada yada. But let's just get our sponsored shit up there too. So. Anyways, we appreciate everybody out there. We really do. Every time you guys like a post, it means a lot to us. Every time you leave a review, it means even more.
Yep. And when you share our stuff, it's wonderful.
Yeah. And Hunter, I saw you catch us on a little bit of snippet of the show that I like to do on Instagram down there in Australia. Keep just fucking people up. Did you see the end of that? Thing. That he so Hunter is a listener. Sorry.
Well, his mom listens because she has to
and then she picks and chooses the parts that Hunter can hear. Because what is Hunter, like 12, I think?
He's pretty young. Yeah.
He's pretty damn young.
He's like 9 or 10. I don't know.
We're terrible. It's terrible people to be listening to. Yeah. But his mom picks and chooses and lets him hear the good parts. And he seems like an amazing little kid.
Dude, he's better at jiu-jitsu than both of us.
Fuck yeah. Well, he has an amazing cross collar to armbar move. From the bottom. That is amazing.
Oh, Gordon Ryan called him out.
And Gordon Ryan, he sent his videos of Gordon Ryan.
Because he's a fan of Gordon Ryan.
Yeah, and he just sent his videos. He didn't say, check out this move or anything, just like he did with us. Right. And Gordon Ryan came back with the same shit we said. He's like, that's an amazing move.
Yeah.
That's got to make him feel awesome and all the freaking accolades that kid gets. But he's down in Australia and... Tearing it up, man. I love it. I love hearing it. Love the videos his mom sends us. Yep.
I love seeing kids in jiu-jitsu.
And I love hearing his dad's voice. I now know your dad's voice because I've heard it in all the videos. Hunter. Every time I'm like, oh, that's his dad.
Accent.
Yeah, no, we don't.
You sound like Midwestern dweebs.
We have an accent. That's the shit part.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do. And it's
proper English isn't an accent.
We have an accent. It's fucking terrible. The Midwest accent is fucking hideous. We think everybody else is terrible.
I want to sound like Lawrence.
Lawrence sounded amazing.
Yeah, I'm like, God, we sound like dorks. Whatever.
No, he's all fit and sounds cool.
He's
got a cool job.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Yeah, fucker.
Yeah, I'm not jealous. I'm not hating.
I am.
Yeah, I'm hating.
Fuck him.
Yeah. Damn it.
Nice people. Okay, we got to figure out interviews because he should come back on ours.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, maybe one day we'll do that. We'll make it happen.
Maybe he could show me.
Today is not that day.
Fuck no, it's not. All right. But I appreciate everybody, man.
Thank you for the listens, shares, emails, yada, yada. You guys are awesome.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.